Hello, it's Jane. I'm in the garden at Quarters Cottage, and it's been about a month since I did any social media or showed all the creativity that I tend to do on a daily basis for Art Studio Daily. So I thought it was about time we did a catch up, and also actually feeling a bit better. There's been many things going on in the background, like everybody's life has. They've got things going on. And I just wanted to now, it's the 1st of June, so it was an ideal time to sort of share and do a catch up. So over lockdown, lots of things happened, as you know, for many people. And one of the things that we couldn't do was see family that was in crisis. And I know lots of you, ladybirds just landed on my arm and it made me jump. You're not able to actually be there for them. So at the beginning of May, we had a call, a very frantic call, and it was just before things were starting to open, but we had to become a care bubble. Stuart's dad has Parkinson's and they needed help. My brother-in-law and mum, Stuart's mum, were looking after dad, and stage 4 Parkinson's is not a nice thing at all. So they needed help, and help immediately. So we dropped everything. Stuart arranged we worked to have time off, and we literally went there and did TLC and actually calmed things down, and also just saw to things like medication, routine, help, those type of things, and put things back in balance. But in the meantime, we were dealing also with toothache. Like many, we haven't been able to go to a dentist and do our regular trips. So over the last 2 years, teeth really do get, where they need help. So I'm on my second look of antibiotics, and Stuart's on his. We managed to get an appointment last week at a local dentist. We've been on their books for some time, but it's taken nearly a year to get an appointment. So we literally went along, and we need a lot of work, but that's fine, and clearing infection and things, and that was what was making us feel so lousy, as well as doing family TLC. So in between that, when I was actually with Dad, Parkinson's is a degenerative disease, and there are many aspects of it, falling, the shakes, like everybody knows, but also the person is still there, and it's the frustration, and it's that frustration because they cannot do the things that they used to do, often escalates. So and also then the Parkinson's takes over. But a couple of times a day I was able to sit with Dad and look at YouTube videos of wonderful gardeners in their allotments or in their gardens, and do garden tours, but also ones without talking. Talking becomes too much, and those that know me know that I talk a lot. So to sit and sit with Dad and watch these videos, and I appreciate them amazingly for sharing, because we were able to share gardening, and gardening to live those memories. Mum and Dad were avid gardeners. They still have a beautiful garden, but they have help now to do it. We've gone down. We tend to go down in the autumn and do a massive go through. Last autumn we weren't able to do that, so it's beginning that process of then recapturing their garden and doing it in a different way, so it's easy care for somebody else to actually help. A lovely lady comes in and spends an hour every week just to help keep it on top and do the lawn and things like that. So we understand what it means to have a garden and not being able to do it, because for the last 18 years while I've had a studio, I've grabbed moments where I've been able to do the garden, and literally garden madly, as some of you have seen the photographs of chopping down trees and pruning all the bushes and filling the polytunnel so that we can have an easier time in the later years. Now we've gotten here 3/4 of an acre, so it's quite a substantial garden, and it's sort of into a main garden, sort of studios and shed area and a Japanesey type area, and then all types of vegetable areas and a polytunnel. And we've had that since we've been here, which is over 20 years. So, but it got into disrepair, and over the lockdown we were able to slowly bring it back into how I had it before I really went out full time and went to work full time. And those that work full time know trying to garden and keep a garden down as well as do all the other things, and do, in my case, social media as well, like everybody else. It became a lot. Okay, so not only was I gardening here, but I was also helping Dad over this last month come to terms with that he couldn't actually garden anymore. Now Mum and Dad used to open a garden for the garden scheme, so their garden had lots of plants, but they would also plant and seed and cut and do little tiny cuttings of thousands, and I mean thousands of plants. They had a greenhouse, a potting shed, a potting area that they just did seedlings in. They did like a covered greenhouse area, a polytunnel. So you can tell they did thousands. Now I am not good with seedlings, so I literally now, when I seed things off, and I started in January, all our tomatoes. So our polytunnel is full, our garden is full of vegetables. I'm more of a vegetable gardener. I do like all the things, but our garden is very green, and I'll show you on a tour. Our garden is very green because I tend to have plants that are either perennial or they're things that can grow constantly, so it makes it easier for me each year. And I just do the pruning. I love the pruning bit. But with Dad, I sat and we were able to laugh and giggle at the time, because he knows that I am a haphazard gardener. He knows that I will put a piece of artwork in a garden, as some of you know, because I've done art in the garden for a month, to encourage some teenagers to actually do artwork at our local college that you can put into gardens and make them with recycled items. So I did a month of that, but I'm doing it constantly all the time. I'm always putting things, and some of the things take a long time to do because they're things that you have to keep adding to because you haven't got the ingredients, and the ingredients is things. So what I'm actually sat in at the moment is one of those projects that took me and Stuart a month to do so far, up to this point so far. And you can see it's a very luxurious type quilted tent. That's all I can say. And I'm going to show you some of the befores and then show you the after now. So, I hope you enjoyed the catch up, and as you can see, I'm gardening now to live a memory. The memory for those that are unable to garden anymore and that would love to. and those that are looking out on gardens, and it gives them the pleasure of just looking out on those gardens. So I'm going to say bye for now. See you soon here at Art Studio Daily in the Courters Cottage garden, because that's where I am and that's where I live, and I'll share some more. Keep well, keep safe, and keep creating. Bye for now.